And speaking of competitive games and great coaches and future mayors of Williamsburg, guess who we have on the line, Pete, right now? On game day, Coach Mike London of the William and Mary Tribe. Coach, great to have you here live on the John Fredericks Radio Network, sir. Thanks for being with us. We're live at Pete Snyder's house, William and Mary alum, here in Greater Charlottesville on the great 100.5 FM and the John Fredericks Radio Network across the country. Coach, great to have you.
Wow, I tell you what, you guys are hilarious, man. I was listening. Wow, I got two Bernese Mountain Dogs that are puppies, and I'm trying to get squared away first. So it's like, but it's just a great opportunity to be back in Charlottesville. As I said, we walked on the field yesterday, and we walked on the visitor side. It's been a little strange feeling, but at the same time, I'm honored and blessed to be able to be on the sidelines at William and Mary and just what the school stands for. And so we're here, and the band's going to be playing and all that good stuff. So we're going to be there.
Well, Coach, it warms my heart. Welcome to the Tribe family. We love having you. We love being 1-0, and it gives me so much pride to hear a guy like Bill Hancock, who's been around the block, runs college football playoffs, say about both programs that you were affiliated with that they do things right. What does that mean to you, Coach?
Well, it's important in today's landscape that there's so many things that are demonstrated about just what somebody's athletic skill is and not talked about all the other things that you are, because we're in the public's eye, and, whether you like it or not, disagree with what Charles Barkley said, we are role models. We're mentors. We're people that younger people look up to. We're going to try to set standards in terms of how do you go about being professional. Then you gotta step out in front and do that. So I got a great group of guys at William and Mary. I mean, as you know, they're guys that are seeking a high degree from a world-class institution, and also they want to compete on the field for championships. And you can have the best of both worlds. The Stanfords and the Northwesterns of the world are doing those type of things, and that's what we want to do as well. And so you recruit that kind of young man. You talk about that kind of culture. You embrace it's an academic school. That's okay. All the schools I've been at have been academic schools. And then, and then you run out in front. You carry the flag and you run out in front. People will take shots at you. That's okay. But you know what? That's somebody's got to do it. And so we're excited about being a school that embraces that.
Well, Coach, there were some real fireworks on campus last weekend. Your team and your go-go offense really took it to Lafayette. Talk to us about what you have going on with the team and what we can expect this season.
Well, it's a style of offense. As you see now, people talk about the up-tempo offense, and they talk about RPOs, which is run, pass, option.
Absolutely.
And you'll see teams get up to the line of scrimmage and then look over to the sideline. That's not really a up-tempo offense. Our offense, we try to run like 70 to 80 plays, 90 if we could, to really out-tempo the defense and get them to call just, kind of basic defenses, and then just allow our skill players to affect vertical and horizontal spacing. So, it just keep going and just keep going. So it's a testament to, our performance staff that get us in shape and do the things that we do. But Coach Marion has brought this style of offense in, and when we were at Howard, we had a guy like Kayla Newton, Cam's younger brother,
sure,
that ran it really well. So, and we feel good about the quarterbacks. The two that have played, all four played at one time the first game. So I settled the quarterback issue. But we got two in the Hollis Mathis and Kilton Anderson that'll probably see a lot of time today, particularly Hollis, and using that style of offense. So we'll see. Virginia's got a really good football team. Coach Mendenhall's done a good job, in building the program with the people that he has in place. And so, our job is to go up there and compete and hopefully get do something where we have an opportunity to come out of there. I believe it was 10 years ago, a couple of days ago.
Right.
That
I love it.
The big upset. It's a decade ago, right? So maybe you're on a 10-year cycle. Coach, let me ask you this. I've always followed your career, and was it tough to leave Howard University? I mean, that's one of the biggest, most popular historical black colleges in America, and I know you you were very excited when you went there. Was that having that experience at an HBCU? Was that a tough decision to leave?
That's a great question. When we played UNLV and we won, biggest upset in college football history. The next day, Sunday morning, I get a knock on the door, and the Reverend Jesse Jackson pokes his head in the office, and he said, "Hey, that was a great win, not just for FCS football, but for HBCU football, and all the things." And I looked at him as a historical perspective in terms of our nation and civil rights and things like that. So it was a big deal, and it is a big deal. So when I had a chance to talk to Samantha Hughey about William and Mary, I've been really fortunate to have been in other places chasing jobs. I just felt that the time of my career now, having been, an ACC Coach of the Year, a national champion, just things that happen, that the quality of life becomes a factor, and all of us have to choose at one point that says, it's not about the money, titles. My mother and father live in Hampton, Virginia. My father is a retired 35-year Vietnam Air Force veteran who's dealing with the effects of Agent Orange. I have a chance to go have lunch with my father.
Well, Coach, we
go have
want to
lunch
keep
with him when I want to on my terms.
Right.
My wife's mother lives 15 minutes from William and Mary, Fort Eustis area, and so when you can say, what matters to me is the quality of life and being around my family, and my son's on the staff, and it's that reason that more than anything else, more than Howard or more than any chasing a job across the country, because I had other opportunities. It was the right time and it was the right reason, and so William & Mary is the right fit for me. Coach,
I love hearing that, and I think it's just so important for the dozens and hundreds of folks that you touch in your life, of the young men who are playing under you, to see real leadership like that, and priorities like that. And we love having you in Williamsburg, and we're really anxious and excited about not only tonight, but what's ahead this season and the seasons to come. One thing I do know about you, Coach, is that marrow drives are very important to you. You spend a lot of your time in the studying film and on the field and coaching your players, but you have poured a lot of your time, heart, and soul into raising awareness for bone marrow drives. Can you tell us a little bit about your story there?
Yeah, I appreciate that. I was at Boston College. Tom O'Brien was the head coach then, and we had gone to a bowl game. My daughter, Tyson, got really sick. Didn't know what it was. We took her to the Children's Hospital in Boston, Massachusetts, and they said she had a rare blood disorder called Fanconi anemia, which is your body's inability to fight off infections. And so the only cure was a bone marrow transplant. As a young parent, you're like, okay, how much does one of those cost? Let's go get one. Mm-hmm. Well, the odds that, particularly in the African-American community, very low in terms of finding a match. So I get involved with the Andy Talley kind of started to be the match program. He was at Villanova, and, started getting involved with things like that. And through the process of leaving Boston College and going to UVA, where Al Grove was the head coach, John Hopkins said, you're right, the odds of a parent being a match for their own child, I heard 10,000 to 1, million to 1, very, very rare. But he said, let's try you, Mr. London. So I'll never forget, my wife, Regina, and I were sitting in their office, and they said, got the results back of trying you, because they had tried all my brother's kids, the kids that Regina and I had, couldn't find a match, and they said, you're the match. And so when somebody tells you you're the match for your own child, and then you go through the procedure at John Hopkins, and my daughter now, she went on to Old Dominion University, got her graduate degree as a physical therapist. She's now at Lynchburg University getting her master's as a physical therapist, and she did it because when she was laying up in the hospital bed at John Hopkins, and she saw those nurses that came up and got people up and walked them around and cared for them, she said, Dad, that was who I wanted to be, because someone else took the time to help other people. And so that's what she spent her career now wanting to do, is being able to give back and help people. So I've been a head coach 4 different places, and I've had like 8 people now have been matches and saved someone's life. So you're right. I am 100% behind being a match. We have a foundation called Tomorrow's Kids. Daughter started it up, and so I'm very much involved in the opportunities. When someone says there's not a chance, 10,000 to 1, there is a chance. But you have to be able and willing to step up and take a chance, and not just sit on the sidelines and just hope for some action from somebody else. Sorry for the long-winded
Coach,
answer, but I just wanted to make sure that I got all that out.
it is a beautiful answer, and God is truly great, and we're just so appreciative of everything you're doing for the cause. I'll tell you something in a very uniquely William and Mary story. You participated on a Marrow Drive that they've had on William and Mary campus for about 25 years, and it started from my college roommate, Jay Buxton, who's now a doctor in Woodbridge. I came home one day to my room, plopped down my backpack, and I looked over and I realized that my roommate was crying. And he had just gotten a call about 30 minutes earlier that his younger brother, Alan Buxton, his leukemia came back. And, I hugged Jay, and Jay cried for, a good couple hours and then dusted himself off. And the next day he went to, this is before having printers in your room, he went to the local Kinko's in Williamsburg and printed out about 5,000 flyers and visited every single department around William and Mary, every fraternity, every sorority, every athletic team. Had the first Marrow Drive, smashing success. Then First Lady Susan Allen chaired it, came to campus. We had news cameras, helicopters, the whole thing. It's been a smash success. So it really warms my heart, Coach, to see that you're active in Marrow Drives and participate in that particular one. And it's going to continue to go strong, and that's just a uniquely William and Mary story. And I just love having you on campus. And one thing is, and as we look to tonight,
we lost.
Did we lose him?
Yeah. But thank you, Coach. I know he probably had to take off, but we did lose him. But Pete, go ahead and wrap up.
Well, it's just it's what a neat, high character guy. I think we're going to expect good things not only tonight from William and Mary, but across the course of this season, the seasons to come. And as Bill Hancock said, we need more people like that in sports.